Hi everyone, welcome. It's Linda. Thanks for tuning in. I have another daily dose ready for you. This is a timeless collective energy transmission. We're still under the theme of untangle from this series of readings. This is where you are now, the challenge you face, the resources you can use, the hidden forces, potential outcome. Okay, two major arcanas here. We have the Lovers in reverse and the Hierophant. Let's take one rune here for what is the spiritual lesson. Gibo. This is kind of similar to the Lovers in some regards. It can be about union. It's known as the gift as well. We'll get into that in a little bit later. So what I'm feeling in this energy, a little bit of despondency. That's the first thing I'm tapping into. It's a little bit despondent energy. A little bit of feeling maybe physically weak, or a little bit of like feeling bad about yourself. The Five of Pentacles. It's like there's something coming up here that is like a vulnerability or some kind of thing that you may be seeing as a weakness in your sense of self-worth. Pentacles. There's two pentacles here, and the Hierophant as well is also a very earthy energy. It's the Taurian archetypal card from the major arcana. So that's also, you know, it's about value. It's about can be physical resources. But in the energy of this reading, how I'm feeling it, because it's also a 5, right? It's 5 of Pentacles, and the Hierophant is number 5 from the major arcana. It's like there's something challenging coming up here, and it maybe is, it's of course it's still connected to this series of readings that we're tapping into this with this theme of untangle, where issues around self-worth are coming up. But how I'm seeing this top line here is that, again, there is something being spoken of here with regards to commitment, but it's not, again, it's not necessarily about another person. You have the Lovers here in this reading in reverse in the position of what challenge you face. So for some people, there is this energy coming up in their dynamic with their partner. But more importantly, how I'm feeling this energy is that it's about your own personal connection or union with yourself, right? So Lovers in reverse in the challenge position with the 5 of Pentacles and the Hierophant on this top line. It's like you may be feeling and witnessing and experiencing some of your own self-esteem issues, vulnerabilities, and ways that your maybe lack of self-worth is making you feel a little weak or debilitated. But the overall message here of this reading is to stay committed to the journey of healing and becoming more unified, right, with the Lovers in the challenge position. Your journey here is about unifying with yourself, connecting and bonding fully with your higher self, with your own personal integrity, and like with the Hierophant here in this position, this is a position of what resources you can use. This is like, actually both of these cards, I would say it's like your task here, or the work that you're doing, is helping you to kind of bond and connect and firmly integrate your higher self, right? And the way that it's kind of unfolding right now is like you're seeing maybe where you're insecure, and that simply seeing those insecurities and becoming aware of them is part of the process of untangling your old behaviors, your old thought patterns and belief systems, in order to reveal what's below all of that, which is your personal sovereignty, your personal connection with your own inner authority, with your own sense of self-worth, right? The 5s are also about being at the threshold of change. So again, there's a reiteration that was coming through at the end of the last reading about not giving up. This is a worthwhile challenge. This is definitely something that is maybe extremely challenging, but is definitely worth pushing through in order to receive the gifts of the challenge that you're facing right now. 2 of Coins in reverse is in the position of the hidden forces, and the 4 of Crystals reverse in the potential outcome. How I'm seeing this is that I kind of feel like the 2 of Pentacles in this reading is giving this energy of stop, how do I say it? It's like maybe you're going back and forth on something, you know? You're going back and forth on something. But the Hierophant here is saying, like, you actually know what to do. Just tap into that inner wisdom that's actually there below all that uncertainty and insecurity. This card in this reading is very loud. It's very loud. You are the Hierophant. You are that authority. You are that position of power and sovereignty and connection to source energy, right? It's anything that in any way that you doubt that, or you fear that, or you hesitate about that, or that you are reluctant about that, is when you come into trouble. And that's what needs to be untangled. This Two of Pentacles here in the reading in reverse is telling me that your back and forthness or your self-doubt and insecurity is keeping you away from that sense of self-worth. It's counterproductive to the process of anchoring in and aligning with that ultimate integrity of that ultimate position of self-worth, self-authority, sovereignty, alignment with a higher power that's actually something available to you for you to anchor into your physical form, for you to operate from. There's an opportunity here for you to increase. And yeah, it could be about physical things, because it could be about money and finance and stuff, because you have Pentacles here in the reading. But it's more about your sense of self-worth, your sense of alignment with the true nature of your highest self, your ultimate being. And all the ways that you, as I said, the ways that you feel insecure or lacking in self-worth is just keeping you from that. So the work is to do that. Become aware of that. Look at those things that are keeping you limited and restricted and untangle them so that you can get closer to that sense of self that is actually your true nature. Overcome your resistance to that. Because your avoidance of this energy is what's keeping you in situations where there is entanglement, where there is self-esteem issues and lack of, like, things that situations and environments that come up where you do experience that sort of, whether it's loneliness or whether it's rejection, whether it's you know, whatever it is, not being seen the way you want to be seen. We covered that a couple of readings back under this same theme of entanglement. It's like all those things are actually just keeping you from the true nature of your ultimate empowered, authoritative, confident, strong self. And it's about exploring the reasons why you're avoiding that, right? Let's look at this Four of Crystals in reverse here and the potential outcome of this reading, and the rune as well. Yeah, I kind of feel like there's too much. I mean, this is I think the last reading had in this series had those two, or maybe the first one had the two swords cards here, Nine of Swords, Eight of Swords. I think it was the last one. What I'm feeling in this energy in particular is that overthinking the situation is not really the solution. Like, you don't need to keep going over and over things. You don't need to keep replaying conversations. You don't need to keep reliving memories, or just go, you know, like, what's the word for that? There's a word for that when you keep going over things in your mind and remembering them. It starts with give me a second. Recapitulation, is that it? I'm going to look that up in the dictionary. I don't think it is the word I'm looking for. The act of or instance of summarizing and restating the main points of something. No, it's not that. It's something else. Anyway, I think you get my point. It's not helping you to keep going over and over things in your mind. Just let it go. I think that's what this Two of Coins is saying. You don't need to keep going back over the same points again. Just move into this space. Acknowledge that you have insecurities and face them, and strive to be more self-loving and step into this space of being connected to divinity. That's where all your self-worth is, and it's already your natural state. It's only you doubting that's keeping you away from it. There could also be a little bit of energy of, I think, dissociating from, with this energy, particularly with the Four of Swords and the Two of Coins. You might be dissociating a little bit from your environment because it's too hard for you to be present, because maybe there is all this past stuff or present stuff that is difficult and painful and traumatic and brings up all these issues around self-worth. So maybe you dissociate. Let's have a look at this rune here. Gibo, which is called the gift. It's the gift. Again, it's like it can be about partnerships and connection, which could connect again to the Hierophant, because the Hierophant can also be about commitment. That's actually another point that I didn't really cover that I think is really relevant here. This is in the position of the resources you can use. So I feel like this is reiterating that your commitment to your journey is something to tap into. You're definitely on the path. You're on your way. You're well on your way. You've been well on your way. None of this is new to you. It's not like you're going to turn around and go back, right? You're in it. You're in it, and you're in it to win it, and you can win it. That's available to you. Stop thinking that you don't deserve what you know is your birthright. Confidence, connection, good relationships, happy relationships, happiness in general, right? Committed relationships, healthy committed relationships. But ultimately, the most important commitment is to your own personal growth and to your own self, to your own self-love. That's again the lovers in this reading with the Hierophant. I feel like this is about your commitment to your journey of growing in self-love, of untangling the past, of releasing all of those previous experiences in life that maybe were reiterating a sense of lack of self-worth, because that those experiences don't define you. They don't have to cause you to keep creating experiences in life where that energy keeps getting expressed in a way for you to see it. You don't need to keep reliving those things. You can let all that go. Just commit to your own healing, to your own growth, to your own embodiment of the perfection that you already are. Just checking if there's anything else here. What else the Hierophant is giving here is that this is also maybe a moment to check up as far as like the things that you believe, like how maybe some of your limiting self-beliefs or your self-worth issues is coming from places where you were taught certain things that were actually just unhealthy, or coming from a limited belief system to begin with, and that was passed on to you. Those lessons maybe haven't served you well, and so it's okay to let them go. You don't have to hold on to a belief system just because it was passed on to you, right? That's the other thing about the Hierophant. Even in the position of that's here where it's upright, the Hierophant can also have a kind of shadow aspect as well, where it's like convention and like historical, what's the word? Tradition can sometimes be toxic, right? Especially if we're talking about religion and the patriarchy, or, you know, whatever. Like some cultural traditional things are not relevant in today's life, you know? And so maybe you're trying to live cultural things or live belief systems or live out traditional things or things that you were taught when you were younger that are just not complementary or relevant to life today. So be willing to let those things go in order to have a more sustainable and relevant life in the current era that you're in. All right, I hope that was helpful. I hope there's some things in there you can work with. I'm going to close this reading. It's been an honor and a pleasure to read for you. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Check the description box below for information about me and also for more information about this oracle deck if you're interested. And I will see you in the next reading. Bye for now.